is I've taken dried cherries and I've just done a rough chop and I roasted some shallots. Okay. Just taken shallots, or you could do red onion. I roasted them. Okay. And now what I've done is I've taken a little balsamic vinegar, so I got a little bit of acid. As you know, balsamic, it starts big, and as they age it, it goes from an oak barrel to a smaller oak barrel, to a smaller oak barrel, to a smaller oak barrel, and it concentrates all the flavors, right? So what we've done is we've taken our balsamic with our cherries, reconstituted them a little bit, and then it's gonna have all this flavor. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our quinoa, and people, don't be afraid at home, because it's a super grain of the future. Trust me, it has more protein than any other grain out there, right?
Exactly.
Complete protein, as the lady said, and it has all essential acids too, right?
Amino acids.
Right? All of them, right?
All of them.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of salt to this, and the rule of thumb, a little white pepper, or dark pepper if you want. Now, what I do is I just take some low sodium, really good chicken broth, and it's basically 2 to 1. 2 pots liquid, 1 pot quinoa. Okay, so we're gonna add our broth to this now.
The 2 to 1, does that apply to
Rice?
all whole grains, would you say? Or
No, some whole grains, like brown rice. Brown rice is almost a 3 to 1 ratio.
Okay.
It for some reason, it just wants to absorb.
Yeah.
You know, you put it in there, and it's thirsty. I don't know what's making it so thirsty, but it's thirsty. All right, now what we're gonna do is we have salmon. And I wanna stress to you at home that I'm not a big advocate of farm raised.
No.
But if I am gonna buy farm raised, I wanna know where it's coming from.
Right.
I wanna know what farm it is, because every farm raised is different. I prefer wild king salmon. That's gonna come from the Pacific. It's gonna come in a season between early spring and summer, and then you're gonna get another season from Alaska.
Farm salmon is surely better than no salmon at all, but
Right.
wild salmon really is more nutritious in that it has sort of the perfect ratio of omega-3s to omega-6s, which is really important for your body to function at its best.
Right. So you're okay with farm raised?
Yeah, I mean, if it means that you're going to eat salmon versus eating steak, absolutely.
For some people, they cannot
Absolutely.
access
Yeah.
wild-caught salmon or wild-caught fish. So if that's your only option, ask questions. You can talk
Absolutely.
to your, to the guy at the fish counter. They're a wealth of knowledge.
Exactly. Now, speaking about that, here's a little tip. I'm using a non-stick, hot anodized pan, and it has Quantanium finish, so I'm not worried about having that stuff in there. And I've seasoned it with salt and pepper. My wild salmon, I'm leaving the skin on.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start sauteing this while our quinoa is bubbling away. Now, I've got a little bit of onion with thyme, a little more salt, and some olive oil. What I'm gonna do is add some kale. Another ingredient, by the way, that I grew up on. Any thoughts about kale?
One of the best things you can put in your body. Kale.
Yeah. Just like quinoa, it's on the up and up too.
I consume a lot of kale, at least once or twice a week in my family. Kale soup I grew up on, which is amazing, with broth and, well, the chorizo part of it, but a little flavor, but it's still, I grew up on that. It's really amazing.
It's
Oh,
amazing.
yes.
It's like spinach's prettier sister.
Why don't you dig in? Don't be afraid of it out there. Very similar to collard greens. All right, we're about ready right now to put this salmon dish together. Sardines, how are they?
delicious. So
Ridiculously good.
I'm gonna add some dried cranberries to this right now. Yeah, and then we're gonna put this baby together. Here we go, check this out. We've got our quinoa, and we're gonna put that with the roasted shallots right over here.
Nice.
And then we're gonna just make a little bed like that. And then what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our kale, and we're just gonna do this just like this with the kale. I mean, let's not kid each other here, right? I mean, here we go. And then I'm gonna take my salmon, and my salmon is just gonna go here, and it's gonna go here, and it's gonna go right there. You're seeing it right before your eyes. So ladies, tell people at home, are we cooking or what?
We're cooking.
And are we cooking healthy?
And I love how you kept the skin on, keeping it whole. That makes me really
Watch
happy.
this. I made a quick little lemon, olive oil, and mustard. And look at this.
That is literally a nutritionist's dream plate. You
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
your
it
whole
really is.
grain.
Oh, I love when you talk like that.
Yeah.
It's a nutritionist dream plate.
It
Stay with us because it's only going to get healthier. We'll be right back. Oh, I love that.